I won't be limited to just that. But it is a essential part of my life, right? A lot of people know me for a certain type of jobs.
Random person's life. I can't do this. I'm too fragile. I have
actually
so much
appreciate
anxiety
that.
about other things. I can't.
Yeah, just get bored and walk away.
The Avengers' whole cast is leaving as Disney decided to cut their salaries. James Gunn saw the chaos and moved fast, offering Marvel's biggest names the freedom and respect they never got from Disney. Now, the MCU is bleeding talent, and DC is building an empire with the very heroes Disney betrayed. Jeremy Renner nearly dies, rebuilds his body with 38 broken bones, spends months in rehab, and when he finally feels ready to come back as Hawkeye, Disney has the audacity to offer him half his previous salary? Half, for double the work. 8 months of shooting and travel and recovery and press, and their offer was basically, "Hey, thanks for surviving. Want a pay cut too?" His reply, "Go fly a kite."
I'm like, wow, it's going to take me twice the amount of work for half the amount of money. And so 8 months of my time, essentially, and to do it for half.
That line should be embroidered on every Marvel red carpet from now on. That wasn't a contract offer. That was a slap in the face. Disney really thought they could discount a man's time and pain like it's clearance sale season at a gift shop.
And I was pissed about it.
And let's not forget the queen of the MCU herself, Scarlett Johansson. Remember when she had to sue Disney in 2021 because they tanked her Black Widow box office bonuses by dropping the film on Disney Plus without warning? That single move cost her tens of millions.
Scarlett Johansson, the star of the Marvel superhero film Black Widow, is suing the Walt Disney Company over...
You'd think a company raking in $65 billion a year would have the decency to honor contracts, right? Instead, they tried to humiliate her, publicly calling her selfish for wanting what she was owed. And this wasn't during the film's production, it was already done. So naturally, Disney pulls the pandemic card like it's a get-out-of-lawsuit-free coupon. Classic gaslight move. Make the woman look greedy while you sit on billions.
Scarlett Johansson, the star of Disney's latest Marvel movie Black Widow, has filed a lawsuit today in Los Angeles Superior Court against Disney.
And while we're talking about billion-dollar faces, let's talk Chris Hemsworth. This guy is Thor. 4 movies, plus every major crossover event. And how does Disney thank him? With a 40% salary cut. And they'd also like to link his future bonuses to Disney Plus subscriber milestones instead of global box office numbers. So basically, hey Chris, want to work for exposure? They turned Thor into a corporate influencer, praying people sign up for streaming so he can make back-end bonuses. Are we joking? Hemsworth isn't some aspiring actor. They made billions off his hammer.
I hate it.
Yeah?
I hate it.
Meanwhile, DC is just chilling in the background like, we'll take all your angry actors, thanks. Since late 2022, James Gunn and Peter Safran have been on a quiet mission to poach Marvel talent, and they're not offering just roles. They're giving producer credits, creative input, the works. Gunn's giving them what Disney never did, respect. Meanwhile, Disney's response? Radio silence. They didn't even bother denying Renner's story. That's how confident they are in being tone deaf.
Season 2 was ready to go until it all fell apart because Disney was cheap. I think another reason why this happened is because Marvel is making low-budget TV shows moving forward, similar to Agatha or...
And you want toxic? Let's go to the people behind the screen, the VFX artists. One anonymous artist came forward describing 64-hour work weeks, 7 days a week, colleagues crying at their desks, zero recognition, no mental health support. This is the magic behind the magic. People literally breaking down to keep Marvel's CGI universe stitched together, while execs sip cocktails and run PR campaigns about Disney values, whatever those are supposed to be.
Director James Gunn to become co-CEO of DC Studios, a new division at Warner Brothers that will replace DC Films and oversee DC's film, TV, and animation projects.
Now, back to Scarlett. She eventually settled that lawsuit for over $40 million, but the damage was done. The mouse showed its teeth. They used COVID as a PR shield, as if honoring a contract during a pandemic is some sort of moral crime. And again, the film was already made. But hey, it's not like Disney lied. They just changed the rules mid-game and hoped no one would notice.
She is arguing that Disney knew that the box office market had still not recovered from the ongoing pandemic, but released the movie anyway. Why did they still release it? because they wanted to drive Disney Plus subscription.
Hemsworth? He didn't just get a slap in the wallet. He got demoted to part-time contract worker status. Unless he agreed to salary cuts and absurd bonus structures, no more solo films. And the kicker? Disney completely ignored global earnings. They didn't care how much Love and Thunder made overseas, they were looking at streaming stats. Imagine telling Thor he needs to hustle for clicks like a TikTok creator. Renner's story doesn't even need embellishment. He didn't want more, he just wanted the same as before. Disney looked him in the eye and said, "We know you almost died, but what if we pretend you're only worth half?" No counteroffer, no negotiations, just silence. That's not a business decision. That's spite. That's ego.
That didn't happen, but that's fine. I'm happy to let that go because my body's probably thanking me, time and time again that I'm not doing it right now.
And now Elizabeth Olsen's had enough too. WandaVision won an Emmy. She carried that show like a queen, and guess what? She still got paid less than Paul Bettany. Then, they didn't even bring her back for a second season. Not for plot reasons, not for story, just budget. Budget cuts for the literal face of the multiverse arc. And now, Warner Brothers is all smiles and handshakes with her, planning something bigger. And this time, she's calling the shots. And let's not forget Mark Ruffalo. Hulk's been chill for a decade, never one to stir the pot. But even he started calling Disney out, called Marvel corporate junk food in 2024 and said it just wasn't nourishing anymore. Man went from green rage monster to soft-spoken sniper. And now, he signed on with DC for a gritty mental health-themed noir series. Ruffalo just did the cleanest mic drop of the franchise. So yeah, it's not just one or two people throwing tantrums. It's a wave. One by one, the Avengers are walking out the door, not because they hate the characters, but because they're tired of being treated like trash by a company that built its empire on their backs. And Disney? Still pretending nothing's wrong. Still acting like it's the stars who are ungrateful.
There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic. And they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing.
What's really ungrateful is a billion-dollar studio treating survival, loyalty, and performance like liabilities. But hey, maybe they'll give Thor a gift card if he gets enough Disney Plus referrals next quarter. James Gunn didn't jump ship. He hijacked the whole damn cruise liner. Since 2022, the man has been carefully and quietly luring Marvel's most frustrated stars with something Disney hasn't offered since 2015. Respect. Gunn isn't dangling costumes or contracts. He's putting real offers on the table. Co-creation deals, lead roles, a voice in storytelling, actual creative freedom. And that's all it took. Because after a decade of being treated like replaceable props by the Mouse House, these actors were just waiting for someone to ask, "Hey, you want to make something, not just be in it?" Disney, of course, was too busy shoving multiverse madness and mediocre CGI sludge down people's throats to notice half their franchise was walking out the back door. Scarlett Johansson? She's not interested in tight leather or saving the world anymore. She's moved on. Warner Brothers is backing her in a female-led spy thriller, something Disney wouldn't touch unless she agreed to revive Natasha for the 12th time. That's all Disney knows how to do. Recycle.
What he was saying to me is like, are you here to do the work? And, I internalize that if your end goal is...
But Scarlett? She's done playing second fiddle to an IP empire that treated her like she was lucky to be there in the first place. Now, she's not just acting. She's producing. She's creating. And Disney? They missed their shot because they couldn't see past the red wig.
I didn't really know. I didn't know what he meant exactly. I felt like, you can be both.
Jeremy Renner's next role might be darker than anything Marvel ever dared. DC is eyeing him for a Watchmen-style noir centered on trauma and survival. And honestly, who's more qualified? The guy literally got run over by a 14,000-pound snowplow and lived to tell the story. But Disney didn't care. They saw an 8-month commitment and said, "Cool, let's pay him half." Gunn, on the other hand, sees a survivor, a man with depth, a perfect fit for a grittier, more grounded universe. Once again, Disney fumbled. DC scooped. And then there's Mark Ruffalo, Marvel's moral compass turned rebel philosopher. He's doing slow-burn dramas like The Overstory, showing up at Sundance, and warning the world that Marvel has turned storytelling into corporate junk food. He even said it outright. There's no nourishment in it anymore. And now, He's set to lead a dark, emotional, mental health-themed miniseries under DC. While Disney scripts AI-generated one-liners for She-Hulk, Ruffalo is over there making art. If this shook you, hit that subscribe button because what's coming next will make this look like the calm before the storm.